It's Friday night. Welcome, foundits. Hopefully, you're not stuck in traffic when you're listening to this. Please watch yourself drive safely. And as one wise man once said, please don't watch her back end, watch mine. And please be careful. Don't get too close. And hopefully, you guys are relaxing. If you haven't grabbed your favorite beverage and your snack, please go grab it. Make yourselves at home and let us just let you lounge because lounge is a verb and not of too much action. It means to sit and relax. And we hope you can sit and relax because we have a special guest today, my brother, Dwight Benyard. So before we get going too much, before we get too chatty patty on you, we're gonna play a little melody just to get us going. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, as we say, right, D-Set? Why don't you introduce our fellow musician today?
Yeah, we got Dwight Benyard in the house tonight, going to sing us some wonderful songs. Very excited for you, Dwight. Thank you so much for tuning in and showing up.
Thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Thrilled to have you.
Yes, sir.
For those of you that, if you've been following KMR Place live here on YouTube, Dwight Benyard is one of my dear friends. He's my brother, one of the fellow members of the cast members of KMR Live, and we go back, don't we, my brother?
Yeah, we do.
You could say he's you and Chuck, and you guys are mentors of mine. And you come by way of what distinguished city of music, Dwight?
Detroit.
Detroit,
Wow.
Motown, right? Oh, I'm
Yes,
so excited. You've got people in the chat saying hi to you, by the way, Dwight. Do you know Carolyn Bryant is saying hi, Dwight? And she's saying, thank you. Nice for a relaxing Friday night. Yes, I agree with you. Beverly, we see you out there. Shirley, thank you for saying that. Love that sound. Isela saying hi to everybody as usual, being very nice. Shirley always saying hello. And DSAT and I, we love to hear from our regulars like Shirley and Algenia. Thank you so much for coming out. So you guys are in for a real treat because as we were getting ready for the show, we were wondering what should we call the show because Dwight is, I would say, an expert in a topic that is a favorite of mine. If anybody is out there during COVID, for some reason, a lot of people out on Facebook and other social media are finding love for the first time. And you may have questions. How do I fall in love? How do I stay in love and persevere and endure? So Dwight, how long have you and lovely Lorraine been together as a couple?
Well, this past September 23rd, we made it to 49 years.
Wow. Yes.
49 years.
Yes,
So,
sir.
do you ever sing to Lorraine?
When we're in the car together,
Okay.
we got the music
Okay.
going and I'm singing it to her.
Well, I could just imagine being married to someone that loves love songs. Isn't that your? I mean, you and I, we go way back, and I've asked you many times who are your influences.
Oh, wow. Well, I have a combination. Of course, the Motown sound is there, but my first love actually, when I started, getting into my teens and later teens and all of that, my first love was jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So, I paid a lot of attention to the jazz sound. We had WJZZ here in Detroit, and smooth, smooth jazz and all of that, and I would tie into that big time.
Great.
But of course, there's no way of avoiding Motown.
Of course. I mean, so describe to us what is what is the common denominator in Motown? What would you say that what creates the Motown sound? Can you enlighten us with that?
Well, the Motown headquarters on West Grand Boulevard, they featured it from time to time, and they just had such a unique sound the way they had everything set up. And of course, they had some extremely talented writers and singers. And they just got in there and they kept working and working and working. And they just put it out. They had a policy of really listening first before they would release it out to the public. They wanted to make sure that, Barry Gordy's idea was every song was supposed to be a hit. So
Right. So it's
not
just a
just
certain
putting it out
formula.
there.
Right. And there's a common denominator is that the songs are about love, right?
Oh yeah,
It's about it's inclusive. It's a you and me, us, we, those topics. I think would you call them universal or relevant today?
oh definitely, definitely. They are definitely universal. Yeah, everybody that gets into a relationship, it becomes very important to them, and it should.
So Motown, obviously, it's an industry that was alive and burgeoning a while back. That's why they call it Motown, right? What are the main companies that we would know the names? Not everybody's a musician out in the chat.
Companies,
That why is it called Motown? Is Motors? Is it any kind of
yeah, of course,
car industry? Could you enlighten us? Like
of course.
what companies would you say?
GM, Ford, Chrysler, those
Okay.
were the top three for quite a long time, and then since then, others have merged in as well.
So it's industry and there's some kind of a work ethic, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I worked
So
for
after the long hours, working hard, and how do people keep the love alive with music?
That's right. Plenty of excellent concerts, whether it's R&B, whether it's jazz, because Detroit has a huge love for jazz as well. So, as well as other, country and so forth. It's out there.
So what forms that Motown sound? What is it? Blues? What
Yeah,
else?
that's part of the basic tenor for it, for sure.
Okay. So R&B, blues, maybe some country. What about jazz?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So some of the southern sounds kind of creep themselves up there, right? Even those back
They
east, but
certainly do. And
okay.
it is amazing to actually stop and notice that R&B and country, they are really very similar.
And the song
You can do a lot
structure.
of the same line dances to the same R&B songs as you can to the country songs,
Thank
so
you for
it's
bringing that up.
really
Yeah. It's incredible. And when you were telling me the songs that you wanted to sing, the songs that were near and dear to you, it dawned on me. It's like your first choice, obviously, is it's an iconic singer. I won't say it until you're ready to sing your song. And again, the common denominator is love. And when I thought, it's a song for you, but D-Set said something very powerful. He said, "It's what? Can you tell Dustin? Can you tell us what was it you said?"
Yeah, like it's the pinpoint of who you're singing for is of course to your wife, right? That's who these songs are for. But it's so amazing that we get to enjoy them. So an evening for us came to my mind. Like it's this experience is wonderful to see 49 years of marriage in full working order and just the expression of love you have for your wife, and then we get to sit back and just watch and experience it. And Motown for me, like just to go on, how big of an influence it is all over the world. In my life personally, Motown with the Funk Brothers has some of the most iconic melodies that have ever been created.
Hmm.
I'm glad you
And
mentioned.
yeah, that's really what Motown was. The artists would hop in with their words and their vocals, and there was a band of 20 plus musicians at some point, depending on what they were doing, full orchestra sections that had everything down to a T. They had three drummers going at the same time. Like a lot of people don't know that. Like I imagine just putting one drummer and trying to match that up, and then you put three over the top. It was an amazing soundscape that they would create with this huge house band that was called the Funk Brothers.
Definitely so.
So somebody in the chat asked, please tell us how does someone fall in love? We have the mundane in Motown. People were working long, hard hours over at Ford or GM, right? So what did they have to do to fall in love? I mean, it's a big city. Everything's moving. You got the mundane, the hard work ethic. So do you have any words of advice? I mean, how does a young person today fall in love?
Well, first of all, they have to really analyze themselves.
Work on
They need
themselves.
spiritual direction, and
Hmm.
my wife and I both are very serious students of the Bible, and as a
Mm.
result of that, we find that there's direction in there that's for the husband,
Hmm.
there's direction in there that's for the wives, and it's not
Mm.
beating either one over the head with it, but
Right.
in a loving way, you can bring about a beautiful bond that can last for years and years.
So communication is what you're saying, right?
Very much so.
Yeah. Would it help to be humble? I mean, obviously, if you're gonna be, I mean, I think you're using some key phrases. If I was writing a song, because D and I, we love the studio work and the craft of writing a song, and it
Yeah,
seems like people like the gentleman you're about to sing had an introspective nature, right?
he did.
It takes a humility to. I think the word you used when we were talking on the phone earlier in the week, I think you said you have to be introspective and you have to self-analyze yourself and what do I have to work on and what do I have to add rather than just like what do I get? What can I give?
Yeah, would you go at it that way, you're headed for disaster. But if you can think in terms of giving of yourself
Hmm.
and taking others into consideration, being loving, all of that is very important.
Wonderful. Well, perhaps you think the first song would kind of give us a little insight as to this process of falling in love, this
Well, I
reassessment,
hope
the
so.
introspection.
Hmm.
Now, who are you singing out of the gate for us?
We're going to work with Donny Hathaway,
Yes,
a
the
song for you.
song for you.
Hopefully, the audience will enjoy what I do with it.
I'm
So,
sure they will. I loved it.
go.
Listen up, guys.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs. I've made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life in stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I treated you unkindly, darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me, baby. Can't you see through me? 'Cause we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. singing this song to Thank you.
Round of applause for Mr. Dwight Benyard out of Detroit, Michigan. Motown is in the house. That was powerful, beautiful, introspective. So, in the song, everybody's not taking notes. I can tell that the chat is taking notes. It's introspective. He's looking. I've seen so many, I've seen so many faces, so many places. He's reflecting on what he's done, and it's like, what am I gonna do in the future? What could have gone better, right? I mean, that was beautiful.
Thank you. My privilege.
The song structure of this song is absolutely wonderful. Like the true two-line chorus, super simple. The first couple lines in the second verse, I just love. And it's like, that's actually a really good introspective into relationships. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. Like, that is really what it's about, right? Like, you're hoping your spouse has that image of you and you can live up to it. And the same, you go for them in that same way, where you always hold them to the highest regard. And that's the standard you want to live to, is the standard of your significant other of you, which is just, that's a really missing piece today. Like, sometimes I forget, being married the amount of years I have, like, to think of it like that. Like, my wife's perspective of me should be the thing I'm trying to attain for. So simple, so simple. And just beautiful layout of this song and the structure. I love, I'm just looking at all the lyrics. I love what he did with this. So, and beautiful rendition and version of yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love the comments in the chat. If someone sang to me like that, I would be married 49 years too. And Shirley Ann Johnson, one of the best comments I've ever read. Very nice. Love, space, and time. Love forever. And space and time is what it takes when we're communicating. We have to give a room to breathe. Space between observing the parameters, our distance. Sometimes we need just enough distance so we don't suffocate, but we also don't want them to forget our presence is there for the good. You reminded me, Chuck Barton, my big brother is in the chat, and he said, I'm loving it. I'm a fan tonight. And the reason I'm bringing him about is because there was an expressiveness, a tentativeness in the way you were singing that was not as full gale force. as some would expect this song to be read as. You were reading it like a sax player, almost like a soprano sax. I may be wrong. Chuck, you can tell me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I was hearing that breathy, reedy quality
Thank you.
when we have something contemplative of nature and we want to get a point across. Sometimes instead of bringing velocity, power, and volume, it's almost better to just take a deep breath and say, did you mean to say it that way? Or did I interpret it wrong? Can we talk? Those moments like that. It's the little things, just the little things. Some people call it pillow talk or whatever. It's being adult, not adulting, because adulting is almost like you're just trying to be an adult. This is being mature and real and grounded, right? What a wonderful way to start the show.
Hmm.
Any more words of wisdom or what has helped you and Lorraine just keep this beautiful 49 years. That's almost as long as I've been alive. I'm not going to tell you guys how old I am. Don't do that.
But well, I know it's a partnership, and individuals don't measure how much they give. They just give as they should, and as a result of doing it that way, it complements one another. You build one another up, and that's what helps make it work.
Thanks, Chuck, for the validation. He said that I hit the nail on the head. I wasn't trying, just musing on what you did there, how expressive your singing was. And it's always nice to hear a sax player because they're my heroes when it comes to breathing life into a melody. And I believe that's what you were doing right there. Yeah, I could hear that contemplative nature it was authentic is what I'm trying to say.
And like you said,
That's why I love Donny Hathaway, because it wasn't just singing words. The feeling was there, and he really poured his heart out the way he performed it. So, that's the way that song should be done, if at all possible.
and you gave it the space it needed and the timbre, and you came at it in a very wonderful way. Your performance was great.
You were hitting all sorts of blue notes at the end. And that's why I was like, when you finished, I wanted some of that.
Yeah, right. You couldn't even help yourself.
Good. Just like, it's so
Long
simple.
time.
Yeah, I could tell you were hitting them blue notes, brother. Just at the end, those really simple runs, they were elegant. They weren't overly done, you know? Yeah, Beverly says, awesome job, big brother.
Yep, that's my little sister.
That's your little sister. That's awesome to hear. Well, I'm going to try to reflect the vibe you are giving to us. So the next piece I'm going to be playing is actually called Peaceful Reflection. That's the name of the title. I really haven't heard it too much before the show. I think I played maybe a minute and 23 just to get the feel of what key it was in. So let's see if it, I don't know that it can, I mean, how do I follow an act like that, right? But I'm gonna try to feed off your vibe, and then you can counter, and let's hear some more of that wonderful singing. All right, here we go. Sorry, kind of got lost there for a little bit. Oh, there's people.
Sounded
Oh,
really
there's people.
good.
I think that's what you must have done, huh? Because you were just gone, bro. I was like, Dwight, where are you? Knock knock.
Carry me away.
Wonderful. So,
That's what
what kind
music
of things
does.
inform your craft? I mean, have you been singing as long as you've been married?
Pretty much. Pretty much. My mom, she sang, she was in show business, and she had contracts to travel around and perform in different places and so forth in different cities. So, she kind of led the way, you might say.
So you have a pedigree, right? What kind of people do you sing with? Are you singing right now with anybody?
Well, because of COVID, not singing collectively together, but I've been with a doo-wop group and also a choral group. We sing a variety of different songs and so forth, some of a religious nature and some that are a different nature, but it's put together, the director puts it together so well. The doo-wop group, the Old Guys Off the Block is the name of it.
Old guys off the block. I love it.
Familiar with that name of that group. And we do a lot of doo-wop and Motown and so forth.
Hey Chuck, maybe we should join them and call it Chip off the old block, right? Because Charles, Chuck, and Chip, they kind of go together. So you sing with this collective, and then like we mentioned earlier, we can catch you on KMR Place Live. And folks, if you are thinking of having an anniversary or wedding, I mean, listen to that voice, and we're gonna let him sing a little more for you so that you can reflect on the sounds of Motown. Would you grace us with another song, please?
Certainly will. And I think the friends will, audience will recognize this tune as from another very popular performer. Come on, start playing.
Somebody's listening in from a hotel room in Nashville, Tennessee. How music town can you get?
Mm-hmm.
From Motown to Nashville, Tennessee. We love it.
Oh, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Take your time. We're enjoying it. Thank you, my brother. Thanks for telling me that I sound great. ECNALAV. I'm sure I'm going to get your name wrong. Maybe later on you can let me know who you are so I can thank you adequately.
Eknolov?
Acknowledge?
Eknolov?
Well, we acknowledge you, acknowledge. That was bad. Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, my little CD player here is not acknowledging my little work that I'm putting in there. So
Nice segue there.
sorry for the hold up, but
No problem.
hopefully-
Let us know in the chat if you guys are liking. Oh, that's your middle name, Eknalov, or I'm trying to figure out spelled backwards.
Valence.
Balance. Ah, okay.
That's
Liberty
cool.
Valance killed. I like it.
there you go. Let's see what we can do here.
All right.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I search to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in the daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. People go around the world for love, but they may never find what they dream of. What you won't do for love. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I won't let go. Some people go around the world for love. They may never find what they dream of. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do.
Very nice. A round of applause. How do you feel out in Chatland? I hope you guys are watching the chat or chatting and watching, having something smooth that is the equivalent of this voice. What a wonderful voice. And a lot of people out there are really enjoying, I think you guys, let me know if you guys are enjoying this topic of love, what it takes to fall in love, be in love, stay in love. Any more words of wisdom, Mr. Dwight Benyard?
And oh, sorry to interrupt, but what a wonderful song choice for your voice. What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell. Man, what a track. So beautiful, beautiful version.
I love the lyrics. How, you know, it's so far you've had a narrative. Am I right? I mean, the narrative that you're taking us on a journey. What you won't do for love. It takes what does it take?
That's basically the attitude, and really, what that involves is you're not making demands of what the other person can do for
That's
you.
it.
It's what you can do, so that love between you grows.
A wonderful musician, a friend of mine, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he the way he said it, he said, "Humility makes requests, arrogance makes demands." Do you feel that's true? Oh, okay. It's like, so I think it's hitting you like it hit me. Yeah, there's some insightful comments in the chat and here and this. I'm really enjoying this topic. Hopefully one day, I'll meet that special someone again and we can rebuild. But for us to rebuild, like you said, we kind of have to cleanse the wounds, and then we can start. We can't mend if we don't cleanse the wound, right? And be careful. So what phrases have helped you in your marriage? Any quotable quotes, things that you've learned that you have to say, be able to say as a couple, as a man, as a unique compliment to your bride? What kind of things should we be able to say to each other?
Well, we definitely want to let them know that we appreciate them, and that goes by both word and actions. One of the things that also should take place, and this is on both sides, is not looking for what I can get out of it. If that's the case, it's going to be a very selfish orientation, and that is not going to last. But when you're giving of yourself, and like I said, my wife and I, we both serious students of the Bible, and those are some of the things the Bible encourages the husband to do and the wife to do. And when it's done the way the Bible directs it, you get good results.
You're being altruistic. That's what you're describing, right? So, I mean, and that's the golden rule, right? It's like you need to be kind to your neighbor, and who's your closest neighbor, other than your spouse, right?
There you go.
49 years. That's a lifetime. I mean, again, I'm not going to tell you guys my age, but that's not too far off the mark. So instead of being in self-defense, you're aggressively trying to show someone that you love them. And so we encourage everybody on the chat to tell the nearest person you're with, remind them that you love them, not just in words, but in deeds. I mean, that's what Mr. D is telling us over here. Uncle Dwight is giving us, he's dispensing, he's shoveling out the wisdom, folks. Come and get it while it's hot.
And I have to share a comment from Shirley Ann Johnson. It's a beautiful sentiment. I am enjoying this topic. I am a widow 2 times. I have experienced true love in both marriages. I love your comments, some of which I experienced. Humility, communication, time and space, memories. Like, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, but that takes a lot of courage and resilience, Shirley. We commend you and thank you for encouraging us with that comment, because you're letting us know that love conquers all, and you've been able, like you said, you've survived. You've survived twice, and that shows how much of a giving spirit you have. It takes work, right? That's what I'm understanding, Dwight? That it takes work to be in love?
It does take work. It definitely does. It's not going to develop on its own. You can't walk away and expect it to just happen.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing effort. And one of the little philosophies that I've had about marriage, I like the word honeymoon. Because the definition of the word honeymoon is period of adjustment. Well, you start off at whatever age you get married, but as you move through life, there are all kind of adjustments that come along, and you, as a couple, as a team, need to support one another and go through those time periods together, the good as well as the bad.
So foundits, you're gonna hear something for the first time. I like to call them DSET calls them losisms. So instead of saying you cannot, somebody said about the threefold chord, I'm gonna say you can not, KNOT. You can not. You can form the triple chord. So if we listen to Mr. Dwight here, you cannot. Let's stay positive, folks. Instead of saying you cannot, you can not. Any other words before our sponsor, Mr. Soulful Bluesy backing track in E minor, takes off?
Right ahead.
All right. I'm going to try to play something that conveys the spirit of, let's see, so far as a recap, takes patience, communication, and hard work. Let's see if we can convey that in this next track. goes again. Wants to start on its own.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
I was trying to convey the quiet. It's like a slow burn is what you're describing, Mr. Dwight. Is if I'm getting this correctly, instead of getting this great wave of passion up front and then losing it out back, you're talking about keeping the fire stoked. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
And that does like a wildfire scenario where that just builds every year. When you're giving that much attention to your spouse, like there's only one way for that to go. And if you're both doing it for each other, it's over in a good way.
Win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
Algenia saying, nothing comes easy. My parents were married 57 years. My parents are really close to that, Algenia. And I can't tell you how close because then I would be telling you my age. And I'm not going to do that. And I'm glad you got it, Isela. She says, can not. Okay, I got it. Yes, you can not. And yeah, thanks so much for the very nice compliments out there. It's we're kind of trying to form a little bond here, a little bonding session where we're learning from the wisdom of the pearls that you're bringing to us. Oh man, you're doing a great job, Dwight. I'm really enjoying this. Do you have any more words of wisdom before going into your next track?
Well, basically, just be positive, be loving, look for lasting principles that ties the family together, and don't let them go.
I like it.
That type of guidance is priceless.
Very nice. All righty. What are you going to sing for us next?
In Your Eyes, George Benson.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it. In Your Eyes.
No, you don't. I think I finally know you. I can see beyond your smile. I think that I can show you that what we have is still worthwhile. Don't you know that love just like a thread that keeps unraveling, but then it ties us back together to the end. In your eyes, I can see my dream reflection. In your eyes, find the answer to my question. In your eyes, I can see the reason why our love's alive. You and I, sailing simply back to shore. And I think I finally learned to love you more. You warned me that love changes, and no one really knows whether time will make us strangers or whether time will make us grow. Even though the winds of time may change, but a world where nothing stays the same. Through it all, our love will still remain. In your eyes, I can see my dream reflection. In your eyes, found the answer to my question. In your eyes, I can see the reason why our love's alive. You and I, we're drifting safely back to shore. And I think I finally learned to love you more. In your I finally learned to love you Sorry about that. My voice just started giving way at the end there.
Oh no, no, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. In your eyes. So permanence. It's age. We were talking about ageism, and sometimes that exists even in marriage. Sometimes it's like driving the car off the lot. Everything is perfectly new in the beginning, and then it's like, do we stop loving that vehicle of expression in this case? Sometimes no, you have to find that thing that makes it special. And this song is in such a simple way, in your eyes, because I mean, not only are you looking at the beauty there, but you're reflecting, right? We're reflecting on each other. How do I look in your eyes, and what I see of us, in your eyes. It's just a beautiful sentiment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you look like the gears are turning?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just thinking about everything, man. This is just such a beautiful topic.
It is. It's a timeless topic,
Yeah.
isn't it? LOVE.
Like you
Social
mentioned
service.
the vehicle of marriage, right? And I was just thinking of other parables. Like this vehicle does actually help you create other vehicles, like your children. Then you just love them on a completely different level than you do your spouse. So I don't know if you have kids, you know. If you don't,
And we were again topics that we talked about earlier. Speaking of vehicles and movement, I remember one time when I was a child, I was out in California, Central California. I was helping my grandmother with her bags, lots of groceries, and I'm trying to make as least amount of trips. And I'm trying to carry everything together, and I'm dropping things, and my grandma just shakes her head and she says, "That's a lazy man's load." And my grandfather, he just laughed. He didn't get mad, which he normally did. He was a cantankerous, my tata, and he said, "Move slower and with more intent. Just make 3 trips. Drop less things. You won't have 7 trips, but you won't just do 1 trip and drop everything, because then it's counterproductive, right?" So it's willful intent is, I think, what you were describing to me when we were talking about staying in love, right? Moving with momentum, just slow and steady. Don't worry about making a big splash. Just create a ripple, something memorable. I think you and I were talking about that. So, man, yeah. Algini, you're right. We're all getting goosebumps here, Dwight. Yeah.
You put the right fertilizer in there, it can only grow.
Oh, don't say
it.
fertilizer. So do you get goosebumps when you sing? Because you're giving us goosebumps
Sometimes.
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 Yeah. I try to find that. And it's like, and I was drawing up, like right now, I was drawing a blank. I was like, how do I follow that? You're making it tougher and tougher on me. How do I follow the tracks?
yeah, I'm the easy seat over here. I don't have to worry about that.
How do I follow the tracks, man? So somebody just said we want to hear more. So I'm kind of drawing a blank. So
And who's
So I'm
that?
gonna
Who's out to play right now?
this is Ruby. We were playing Fiamma earlier, and this is Ruby. So there she is. And what I was hearing is an airy, breathy quality again to your voice, a little bit more acoustic, less forceful, just tender. And I thought, hey, how do we follow that? Sweet Love, Anita Baker.
There you go.
Very nice.
Oh man, you're making it tougher. That's for sure. Each song selection gets better and better and better. Wow, you have another song for us? Not that I'm trying to
Well,
rush you.
I think I've got one more for you,
Okay.
and it's actually an adjustment because of the way in which these songs have gone. I'm going to grab one that I did with my group, Old Guys Off the Block. I usually sing lead on this,
Okay.
but I think it will work well. Temptations.
Temptations. Before you get started, tell me a little bit more about your music. Where do we find you? What do you do these days? How do you stay creative and sharp? And I mean, I'm not going to ask you your age, but obviously, if you've been married 49 years, you've got some maturity to you. So,
Oh,
can you
yeah.
tell us a little something to prepare us for this next song that you're going to do?
Well, I don't know if it's going to prepare you for it, but hey, um, I'm almost at a loss of words myself. It's like it's so many directions to go in all at the same time.
Well,
But again, you know, again, I have to continue to fall back on one premise. My wife and I are very serious students of the Bible, and we pay attention to the directions that it gives for the husband and the directions it gives for the wife. And it's my job to zero in on the husband's responsibilities and the directions for the husband. Not to, shall we say, stay behind her like I've got to make her follow these instructions. No, she handles her responsibility, I handle mine, and that's going to make for what the Bible calls a threefold cord, because now we're getting somebody else involved in the situation. It's not just my attitude or what I think or my wisdom or hers. We're getting it from above. And that really makes all the difference in the world when it's applied.
yeah, I like how Sal said it. My buddy Sal Flores is a singer, and he says that sometimes we want to do so much, and yet we just need to keep it simple, right? And yet somebody once said, "Simple ain't easy."
No,
Right? I like what you're saying. You just don't overcomplicate things.
yeah,
The triple chord. Tune in to the spirituality, because I think I'm not sure if you're the one that told me that sometimes if we cannot respect our maker, we won't respect ourselves and our spouse, and we have no accountability, right? And so I like what you're saying. We're holding ourselves accountable to ourselves and holding each other's feet, as you will, but not the other person, but you. What do I work on?
yeah, yeah. And the thing is, there's always positive things to work on that will make things better. So there's no end to that. There's all kinds of wisdom.
I think you set it up really well, because what is the next song called?
My girl.
My Girl. Here we go.
Here we go. Uh-oh, come on now.
Take your time.
Nope, trying to play tricks on me. Okay, here we go. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the trees. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. invitation. Walk for coming here. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, yeah. I don't need no money, fortune or fame. I've got all the riches, baby, one man can claim. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl. I've even got the month of May with my girl. Talking about my girl. My girl. Thank you.
That was beautiful. I hope you were out listening today, Lorraine, because this man just put the smack down on how he feels for you, Lorraine.
And how
And
to do
I-
it.
Oh, she's online.
Good. I'm so glad. I can't wait to see your face and ask you, Lorraine, and then just hey, okay, Dwight, you can't say anything. I want to hear, is he that wonderful? Really? Because I mean, we've got some big shoes to fill, right? Hey, hey, hey! I mean, man, I think the whole audience, the whole chat must have been clapping right along with us, and our heart just felt full. Wonderful.
My privilege, my privilege. And hey, I'm nobody special, but I keep working at it.
No, don't, please don't say that. We wouldn't have called you. That's like if I say, nice tie, and you go, oh, this whole thing, you're saying I ain't got style or class. Come on, bro. You're special. Everybody that we bring on this show has been all kinds of wonderful. Am I right, D?
Absolutely. Just
great.
wonderful experiences too. The craft is one thing, but they come in with such great words of wisdom. Los, you're able to ask the questions in a way that just get profound answering. So it's been
Well, thank you,
every show has been
Honor and
fantastic.
privilege.
man. Well, I was like at a loss of words. Okay, how do I follow that? Because I don't have the same pedigree as you do with Motown. And my dad, the real Carlos Castro, is out of the chat because my name is not Carlos, it's Carlos, and that's why I go by Los. If you can't say Carlos Gabriel Castro Soto, then just say Los. Anyway, his idea is that I should I don't know if I can even do this, that I should play a Spanish song that would convey the kind of love and admiration and depth that you've been showing. His words for you, my brother, is it's been very easy to listen to this show, and he's talking about you because you decorated the show with wisdom.
Oh, thank you.
And so he's now asking that I sing a Spanish song. And like my friend Linda Robertson once said, she said, you need to listen to your adults, to your elders. So yeah, can you guys hear me out there? If you notice my voice went a little bit quieter, is because if I'm going to try to sing, I do get a little louder. D, give me a sign if I need to bring up the volume. But I'm going to bring in a little bit reverb. And this is a very old classic song called Adoro from Armando Manzanero, which is one of Mexico's best composers. So hopefully you guys like this song. This is called Adoro. And South Floros, you call me Carlitos one more time, and you and I are gonna have a little chat. That's okay, bro. You're my little bro. So, all right, here we go. This is Adoro. This is a very old song. I hope you guys like it, and I hope when we finish this show, everybody is just in tune and primed to stay in love. Adoro la calle en que nos vimos, la noche cuando nos conocimos. Adoro las cosas que me dices, nuestros ratos felices, los adoro, vida mía. Adoro la forma en que sonríes y el modo en que a veces me riñes. Adoro la seda de tus manos, los besos que nos damos, los adoro, vida mía. Y me muero por tenerte junto a mí, cerca, muy cerca de mí, no separarme de ti. Y es que eres mi existencia, mi sentir, eres mi luna, eres mi sol, eres mi noche de amor. Existencia, mi sentir, eres mi luna, eres mi sol, eres mi noche de amor. Yo te adoro, vida mía. Yo te adoro.
So I'm going to speak for the audience. Bravissimo.
Thank you, bro. It's been a wonderful night. You have enlightened us, Dwight. Wow. D, don't you
Joy
think?
to be here.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I'm drawing a blank here, man.
I have a brother-in-law in the audience. He texts me. He wants to know where he can find your music.
Well, if you subscribe here, you will be hearing myself and many other people. You will be hearing lots of different styles. We will be, thank you very much for that beautiful segue, bro. You can find me at LosCastroMusic.com. Deke, would you like to tell them where we find your show?
Right now, this is the main one. I
Okay.
have on Thursday nights the Speakeasy 33, where we listen to a record, and that's on Twitch.
Right.
I can send a link into that. But what this show is going to do is really special. Like we talked about it, and we're going to be releasing singles as Los makes them. That's something that's a part of our roadmap, is to start working on his singles, EP, and LP. So we'll get him a CD finally. So then you'll actually have a physical copy you can buy as well if you'd like to.
So right now I don't have a CD to answer that, but LosCastroMusic.com will be where we bring in all the different social medias and get notifications here if you smash that little bell there, and we will be showcasing everything from jazz, R&B, blues, a little bit of flamenco, a little the boleros. We're gonna be bringing in different singers, sax players, guitar players. We've got country music coming up December 3rd, and yeah, we will be showcasing every kind of genre that you can put the word lounge after that. Blues, lounge, R&B, lounge, jazz, lounge, Motown, in the house today. Wow, that was just amazing.
And who
So
knows? Maybe some of the artists we've had will show up on the album.
that's it.
I'm looking at
That's
you,
it.
Chuck. So,
Yeah, Chuck, Atina, a couple of other people out there. We'll be chatting later on, and hopefully, maybe I'll add my guitar to your singing, or maybe you'll bring your instrument to my music.
hmm
But now it's not just my music; it's your music because you guys are the lounge. So come back for more Sonic Safari, an exploration of music, musicology, history, and appreciation of music. And I've got our illustrious, the man at the helm, D Set. You always bring such insight and depth to our communications here.
I appreciate that. I am very fortunate to sit back here and get to be a part of it and listen. It's great.
This is fantastic. Dwight, thanks so much for making this such a beautiful evening.
Thanks for inviting me. This is my privilege.
Awesome. Hey, we'll see you guys back here at the lounge next Friday, 5 o'clock. I'll be driving solo. Well, not solo, because I've got my partner in crime over here, D Set, who always has so much to add. And then come back the week after that, and we will be having some country music. Um, yeah, I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'll let you guys know next week who's coming. But he will represent the very best of country music, and he will be playing multiple instruments too. And as soon as we can figure it out, people are asking about drummers. We might just have to have D-Set give us a drum solo or something. I don't know. Something.
I'm
Something.
close. I'm close to that. I got all my stuff mic'd. Now I just have to connect the board. So I'm right there. But
There
hey,
you
we,
go.
we got a bunch of drummers in our repertoire as well. So
Hmm.
maybe Walt out there, he'd be up for being a part
Yeah.
of the showcase.
Absolutely. So stay in tune, folks. Thanks again, Dwight. Please say hi to Larian for us,
Oh, you just
and
said it.
I'll tell her that you behaved,
Thank
that
you.
you did her proud, bro. Love you very much. You know that.
Back at you guys.
So, yeah, don't forget, check him out at KMR Place Live here on YouTube, and you can type in Dwight Benyard, Benyard. His Cash App info is right there on our chat board, or the info for this show. And so, if you're feeling tipsy, hey, tip that way. So, all right, guys, take care.
Thank you.
See you guys
Good
next
night.
week.
Likewise.